So I thought we'd look today at voluntary arrangements, and this is very much from the corporate point of view. So corporate voluntary arrangements, administration, Part A1 moratoriums, that's the new type of insolvency procedure, if you like to call it that, brought in under the Corporate Insolvency and Governance Act 2020, and also compulsory solvency, so winding up or liquidation, as it's sometimes called. So in connection with all of those four types of insolvency, I thought that the things that landlords really want to know is, one, are the tenants going to pay the rent, even though they've entered into this form of insolvency? And two, what impact does that have on my ability to pursue anybody for any breach of covenant, but particularly for failure to pay rent? So we're going to look at the impact of these types of insolvency on landlords' remedies, on rent deposits, commercial rent arrears recovery, pursuing subtenants, issuing and pursuing arrears proceedings, pursuing a guarantor, and forfeiture of the lease. And we'll also look at the impact of coronavirus, and in particular the Commercial Rent Coronavirus Act 2022. So we're going to, in the first section, we're going to be looking at the impact of that act, and that act then weaves its way through the different types of insolvency, sometimes actually impacting on the insolvency itself, and sometimes impacting on, or frequently impacting on, the landlord's remedies. And finally, forfeiture. Now, rather strangely, we've got no actional proceedings without the leave of the court here, but a case in 1977 said that peaceable re-entry was neither an action nor a proceeding, and therefore, to Ezekiel and Arakpo, it's perfectly acceptable to peaceably re-enter. On the other hand, and that's of course assuming we haven't got any problems with protected rent debt, all of this is assuming that. On the other hand, forfeiture proceedings are considered to be court, and in those circumstances, if you do want to forfeit the lease by issuing court proceedings, you would apply in the winding up order. This is the Blue Jeans case and the National Jazz case. And in doing that, you can either get an order for possession or an order that you are permitted to actually issue court proceedings. But there is a case called Christina Sharples versus Places for People Homes, which is Lord Justice Etherton, both confirming that Ezekiel and Arakpo is good law, so peaceable re-entry is not action or proceeding, but also further going on to say that with regard to the bankruptcy moratorium that is similar but not completely identical to the winding up moratorium, then you can absolutely end the lease, but what you can't do is recover the arrears. So you can use the arrears as a trigger to allow you to end the lease, but you can't actually recover the rent arrears at the same time.